Well, he attack me. But Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
What you talking about is Jaden Place. Exp0se up to the time, you know, a cartel. I represent for Jaden Chase. We spray them face on the AK rays. Exp0se up to the time, you know, the Gaza station.
Yeah, man, now move settings nation. And we no need no ladder. Yeah, man, Jaden Chase and another one that we're going to bring another exciting reasoning for the topic of dancehall, entertainment, and of course, current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, just a pass through. But you like the reason and of course you like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then kick in the like button. Now let's get right into the reasoning. Now nation, Isaac Buchanan, Vybz Kartel's attorney, has made some powerful statements, not only about the new evidence found, but also the revelation of the culprits who put this plan into motion against Vybz Kartel. We didn't know, or never by coincidence, they move all of the judges from Vybz Kartel trial and appeal and extend the DPP's tenure while she was being criticized as Jamaica's worst DPP in the history of the Jamaican justice system and did not deserve an extension. One of the worst critique you could get as a civil servant who is receiving an extension. But I'm making hear from Isaac Buchanan himself, and then we're going to continue the reason. Look and listen.
Looking at the evidence, this case was about getting Vybz Kartel in prison and leaving him there.
Human rights attorney Isaac Buchanan tells me that much of Kartel's 2014 murder conviction, along with 3 co-defendants, was based on questionable evidence from a BlackBerry Torch cell phone with a SIM card.
Yes, nation, now let's continue the reasoning and the system, the government, and let's not be confused. Vybz Kartel, it state it's already 2-party, but at the same sad song them play. The system is the system, despite which party is in power. But I feel like if the PNP was in power, certain regulations and certain things being implemented would have been much different, based on rules and regulations being pushed by first world countries. As to those who know the political landscape, would I say, are just a little hustling a certain party would have more free up. But we have heard the statements of Peter Bunting while representing his party of choice. We have also heard the views of the leader of this current administration and the views of entertainers and also of our cultural icons. I'm going to say cultural icons because as an artist, Vybz Kartel has done much more than entertain. He has educated, inspired, and contributed to our cultural growth worldwide. And it is clear the state, the system, had a hand to play. It is clear their plan was to just put Vybz Kartel behind the bars and leave him there, as stated by Isaac Buchanan. The fact that the conspiracy started at the initial stage of the arrest. You go to a man's place of residence, or a place where he was residing, thinking he did at the hotel. You go to him and say, "Una hold on him for herb." As soon as him walk in at the station, boom, the charges change. You're not wanted in connection with the taking of a life. Not finding any weapon at the premises where you was taken from. Them decide to go search all premises associated with Vybz Kartel, and nothing, yes, nothing was found at any of these premises. And when I say any, I mean even the same location that they claim a witness said things took place. There was nothing found at that premises either. No forensics, nothing. And keep in mind, the first charge had nothing to do with the case or the charge that Vybz Kartel was sentenced for. And there was never any evidence found to say, well, wait, maybe it's connected to this. Except a shaky statement from one individual. An individual who changed his statement more than once. Then there was the so-called cell phone records that, without their manipulation, did more to prove them wrong than to prove them right. Because cell phone records prove that Sean Storm was nowhere in the vicinity that they claim he was. Him never that travel with no man go nowhere. Mandainheim community and cell phone records prove that. Them still allow the case to go on. They claim they had knowledge that a member of the jury panel was trying to bribe other jurors before deliberation. After they start to charge that individual, why them never take him off of the jury from then? Because if released or if found not guilty, that was the prosecution's plan B. Nation, we have seen court cases depicted even on television dramatizations, and there is no way a competent prosecutor would use questionable evidence in open court, because these are the things that cost you the case. And it should be no different in our justice system. You have to remember, the judge is not, I was not ruling on a case where a fine was the highest charge. We are talking about someone's freedom more than one individual. We can't support no corner cutting. The nation should be outraged. If this is what is taking place in high profile cases, you know what happened to regular civilians? What would have become of Vybz Kartel if he never relentlessly pursue his freedom and the freedom of his co-accused? And also, when Isaac Buchanan said the government, keep in mind, as we stated before, the two party but same sad song, and the aim is the same. The status quo is that the government and the elected officials that run it should be the ones with the influence right here on the island. For years now, MPs are tell farmers say the herb can't legalize because this and because of that and because of Ray. And they must say whole heap of countries right across the world force Jamaica and go legal, proving that the MPs were liars from day one. Their aim is the same as self-preservation. So of course you have certain state officials who don't like Vybz kartel, but not liking someone is not cause for taking their freedom. Not in a democratic republic. We don't name dog and a China this. The nation, the culprits have been uncovered. And we didn't know. From the arrest to the trial to the appeal, it was clear there was outside influences. It is the prosecutor's job to prosecute. So all the stunts and tactics that was implemented by them are something with them known for. But the judge, the fact that he was not objective in his duties, even in the face of clear proof that the individuals were innocent, a situation they agreed with, saying that clearly the evidence was contaminated, but that was the key evidence used. Why say or state that the evidence is contaminated, but rule based on that evidence, even though the jury was not ordered to dismiss that from thought? But based on the sentence we hand out, it is clear even a sentence based on that same piece of evidence. And after all of that was exposed during the appeal judges chose to uphold the conviction based on what? The very same piece of evidence. I wonder if you now follow what I say. There was an individual who they claim was there, you know. An individual who they claim saw everything. Why was his statement not enough? Why you ask? Because him changed it about 100 times. He never see nothing. There was nothing to see. Lie ma tell. That is why the evidence was also fabricated, because he gave the same, must say the statement where he give to the arresting officers, or the officers will pick him up. At the same, it is a version, different versions of the same story, man. The whole heap of things changed, and you know what I mean? Whole heap of little different variables. Tell line of open court, tell him to find himself behind the bars. Talk to me in the comment section, nation. You know what I mean? Definitely a powerful uncovery. We are able to state it. We are bound to state it. I have stated it numerous times. The fans have stated it. The streets have said it. But to now hear it stated from the legal angle, that is very powerful. But I see the one called Exp0se, the dancehall correspondent, the Gaza representative. I say I'm reminding you now, if you're new to the channel, new to the movement, just a pass through, but they like the reason, and of course they like the point of view. Well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon and put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of our fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here upon the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and boss a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out the channel, check out the reason, join the discussion via the comment section, which is open 24/7 and never lack yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there, and we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. So until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours, I want to live, love, and prosper.